Welcome! Today we are going to be sharing with you the parts of a computer and how they work together. Along with that, you will be able to use the information in order to help you solve problems with your computer in the future. By the end of the presentation, you will be able to demonstrate knowledge of the main components of a computer system, including CPU, OS, memory, motherboard layout, north and south bridges, input-output devices, and peripherals. You will also be able to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of how components of a computer system work together to produce programs and applications to solve computational problems. Look around. How many computers are in this room? How many computers do you have access to? What components will allow these computers to run? Computers require many components in order to allow them to do their jobs. In the following slides, we will be discussing the components and how those components function together.
The first component we will be discussing is the CPU. The CPU is also known as the Central Processing Unit. This functions as the brain of the computer. The CPU holds all of the circuits that are used to process commands. The CPU also does the work to execute the demands from the user of the computer. The next component is the OS. OS stands for Operating System. The operating system is what allows the computer to run certain applications or apps. Some examples that you may be familiar with could be Windows, Android, or Apple iOS. Computer memory is the third component we will be discussing. When thinking of a computer memory, we can make a connection with a human brain. The computer memory is used to store data. One type of memory is RAM, or random access memory. This is also known as the short-term memory of the computer. Another kind of storage for a computer is the disk drive. The disk drive stores all information for a computer.
The next component is the motherboard. This is an electronic circuit board that connects the hardware devices attached to it. Basically, the motherboard includes all of the system's hardware. Within the motherboard, there are two different types of bridges, the north bridge and the south bridge. The north bridge is connected directly to the CPU. This part is typically responsible for the tasks that require the highest performance. The south bridge typically implements the slow capabilities of the motherboard. These capabilities include the input and output functions. Another component is the input-output devices. We interact with input and output devices daily. The input devices enter information and communicate with the computer. Input devices are how the computer receives information. We give instructions through the device, like a keyboard, mouse, touchscreen, and a camera. After the computer processes the information, we see the effects through the output. These devices are like printers, headphones, and projectors. It could be a movie on your phone or a song that you hear. The output is the result of your commands. The final component we will be discussing are peripherals. Peripherals are hardware connected to the main computer. They include the input and output devices we just discussed, but they also include devices we use for storage. For example, you communicate through a keyboard, mouse, or a microphone. Peripheral devices also store information like USB drives and CD-ROM drives. Output devices like monitors, speakers, headphones, and printers also fit in this category.
The next thing we're going to look at is how the computer works, the computer system. Now that you know the components of a computer, let's discuss how those components work together. As we previously mentioned, the OS not only allows the computer to run apps, but it also helps with the operation of hardware and software on a computer. How the computer works together in regards to hardware? To begin with, hardware includes the physical parts of a computer. The collaboration of various components of a computer are important when generating programs and applications. These hardware components work together by using wires, connectors, and other communication methods to allow programs and other applications to run on a computer. The CPU works closely with memory, also known as RAM, storage, such as disk drive, input devices like keyboards and mice, and output devices like screens and printers. It does this to perform tasks, follow instructions, retrieve information from storage, and save data back to storage. How the computer works together in regards to software. Software is designed to interact with hardware components and instructs the computer on how to carry out specific tasks. There are two main types of software: system software and applications software.
First, system software includes the operating system such as Windows or Mac OS. It also includes device drivers which allow communication between the hardware and software components of a computer. It provides a platform for running other software applications as well. Next, application software involves programs that users interact with directly. They were designed to perform distinct tasks or applications, such as web browsers, word processors, games, and media players. The operating system serves as an intermediary between the application software and the hardware components. The application software makes requests to the operating system when it needs to perform a specific task. All of the previously mentioned parts of a computer all work together to solve problems and work to complete the tasks that the user has commanded. While we click our mouse to get the computer to do what we desire, a computer program is directing the computer system. The program is written in a computer programming language such as Java, Python, etc. This language is then converted to binary code, patterns of zeros and ones, which computers can understand to then perform tasks. Now that we have presented information on computer basics, our faculty can demonstrate knowledge of the main components of a computer system, including CPU, OS, memory, motherboard layout, both the north and south bridges, input-output devices, and peripherals. You can also demonstrate knowledge and understanding of how components of a computer system work together to produce programs and applications to solve computational problems. A basic understanding of the parts of a computer and how they work together helps you, the user, better understand where to start if and when you run into a technology issue. All of these parts are instrumental in a computer carrying out a task. And if one part of a computer is not working properly, then all the other parts of a computer will not be able to do their job. Grab a pencil or a piece of paper or your device and please complete the exit ticket on the screen. Name one fact that you learned during this presentation and one question you now have after viewing this presentation.